Hey guys, this is Relo from eUnited, and this is my top 5 throws from PUBG esports history. What I mean by throw is having a significant advantage in a two-team situation and throwing it completely away and losing the game anyways. This is in my top 5 throws, not only because it's me and my team, but because, we had such a huge game, we had so much momentum, and I just threw it all away in, 2 seconds at the end of this game here. It's hands down the biggest mistake of my, career, individual mistake of my career, and I would have never forgiven myself if we didn't qualify for the grand final, or the weekly final after this, because it was the grand final of PGIS, and there was so much money on the line. And we also would have made money from this game. And it would have just been probably one of the biggest games of the tournament if we won here. And I threw it all away. So there's a few reasons why this throw was so bad. One, it's weekly survival. And the only thing that matters is the win. So none of those 16, 17 kills that we had in this game mattered at all. Two, there was $8,000 on the line for this game. And if you include the money that was on the line in the weekly final for this week, which was the grand final of PGIS, which was millions of dollars, God, just the hypothetical idea of us winning the grand final, it was huge. So this is another top throw, and it deserves to be here because Sonics, being the previous champions of PGIS, is such a dominant team throughout their entire history as being a team. They're in a 3v1 situation, and it's so crucial for them to win this game because it would allow them to have the opportunity to make the grand finals, because they hadn't made the weekly final before this, and they needed points so bad because I don't think they made any of the weekly finals, but they're obviously a super strong team, and they would have had a good chance of winning if they made the grand finals. And this is just such a huge throw, and it's such a huge clutch by Batulins. I think Tig kind of misplayed here. He could have just stayed in the US and taken the tree, or just sat behind the US as cover, but he had put Batulins to 1 HP, and I guess kind of ego chowed him, which is respectable, and he probably still should have won it because he was hitting his shots, but nonetheless, it's still a huge throw.
DMR running around the outside of it, see if maybe he can tap into it, and hits the shot on the other side of it. It's gonna be Batulins and Virtus Pro that qualify.
This is a throw for another few reasons. One, they're in a 4v2, and two, they have so much utility. I'm pretty sure, judging off the amount of smokes that were thrown, I'm pretty sure they were all of TSMs. They might have been a few of Africa's, but they could just throw the smokes into the zone and take all of the zone. I'm pretty sure there's a tree by dot that they could take as well, and they don't do any of that. Instead, they all line up on a wall and make themselves free kills for a COD. And he just kills all of them in a matter of 5 bullets. So I don't really have much to say other than TSM literally just threw this game for no other reasons other than not using their utility.
Will they win this? No, they find one more. They find the last one. A COD, you absolute beast.
Why this one's a throw is honestly just mostly because Africa's 4 up, and it's a 4v2v2, and they see kill feed. Genji's getting knocks on the infantry, and they have info from where Genji and infantry are shooting, so they know where they are. And the big mistake here is Africa smoking themselves instead of Genji. If they throw their smokes 50 meters further to the east towards Genji, then the game is literally free for them. But they had poor util usage and all peaked 1 by 1 and lost aim fights, so that's why this is a throw. It's just a huge throw by Africa.
They're looking really strong on the side, and Onyx is gonna do it. Genji's gonna get the win.
I don't want to put a title on this clip, but it is hands down the biggest throw in PUBG esports history. Brazil has the entire zone. They have 3 people holding angles on Duckmans, who is in a tiny little spot on hay bales. He has no time. If they're patient enough to wait another minute, they have zone on him. There's so many things wrong that I could say about this clip, but just the basic part of them being a 3v1 with almost the entire zone is why it's such a throw. This is such an easy win for them, and they just threw it all away. They're in a 3v1. They have 85% of the zone. And for some reason, RDNX decides to go for a seat swap. Proceeds to miss every shot on a player who's 35 HP. Dies to blue. And also, Rusty Zero could get a res. I'm pretty sure he could res his teammate here. Chooses not to, sticks to the 1v1. And also isn't in the west side of zone where he could have more zone control and more hard cover. But proceeds to just wait. Aim duel from a bad spot, and I don't know, there's just so many things bad.
They've got to be aware the blue zone is right behind both of them, and boy, it's not going to tickle.
Rusty Zera, he's calling in the mindset, he's calling in the help from Cold Zera from another game. He needs that aim. He needs the god skill right now. Looking
Hits him.
across his Duxman! Oh my god!